Guys, here's something most people misunderstand. At a Chinese wedding, every guest give cash instead of red envelope. Most outsiders think this is just a tradition, or politeness, or generosity. But if you look closely, something doesn't add up. People remember exactly how much you gave. They sometimes write it down, and years later, they adjust their behavior based on that number. So, the real question is this: why would a wedding gift need to be remembered, recorded, and compared? To understand this, we need to start with one basic fact. In Chinese society, important relations are long-term. They don't end after one event, they continue across decades. Because of that, a wedding is not just a celebration, it's a checkpoint in a long social timeline. It's a moment where many relationships are revealed, confirmed, or quietly downgraded. Once you understand that, everything else starts to make sense. Now compare this to the West. In many Western countries, you bring a wedding gift, a toaster, a coffee machine, something symbolic. The emotional meaning matters more than the price. But symbolic gifts have one problem: they are hard to compare, hard to remember, and impossible to rebalance later. Cash solves all three problems. Because cash is measurable, comparable, and adjustable over time. That's why Chinese weddings use money, not objects. Once cash becomes the medium, the amount matters. Because numbers can be recorded. In many families, there is an actual written list: who came, who didn't, how much each person gave. This doesn't mean people are calculating every day. It means the system has memory. And when a system has memory, behavior becomes rational. Over time, these remembered amounts form something invisible, a social ledger. You don't see it, but everyone knows it exists. If I give you 500 RMB at your wedding, that amount sits in the ledger. It's not a date in the legal sense, but it is a reference point. And reference points matters in long relationships. Now comes the key mechanism. When you give a red envelope, you are not losing money, you are postponing the return. Because when it's your turn, the ledger will be checked, and the expectation is simple, and list the same amount. Often more. Why more? Because time passed, price increased, and the relationship may have deepened. This is not greed, it's adjustment. Now consider what happens if someone gives less. It's rarely interpreted as poverty. Instead, it sends a different message. I'm reducing my investment in this relationship. In a system built on a long-term reciprocity, that signal is very clear. It means lower priority, lower future obligation. Not emotional offensive, but strategically significant. Now let's scale this up. A wedding doesn't involve one relationship, it involves hundreds. When many people fulfill their reciprocal obligation and at the same time, cash concentrates. Because this concentration is predictable, family can plan around it. They estimate expected envelopes and design the banquet accordingly. In many cases, not all, the result is net positive cash flow. This isn't profit, it's temporary liquidity inside a social network. From the outside, this system looks cold, transactional, uncomfortable. So why does it survive? Because it solves real problems. It spreads financial risk, provides emergency liquidity, and rewards consistent participation. Most importantly, it discourages free riders. If you only show up when it benefits you, the ledger remembers. So this is not backward tradition, it's deeper in the economic logic. In societies where formal safety nets are limited, people build informal ones. Through weddings, through funerals, through red envelopes. What looks like a cash gift is actually a social contract, written in money, enforced by memory, and balanced over time. If you want to learn more about China, please hit like and subscribe.